Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be covering a specific topic while painting. I hope everybody enjoys. I was speaking with one of my mentors, which happens to be one of my old teachers, and she's much older than me, right? But we still keep in contact and we meet up every now and then and give life updates. And so I was speaking with her, and she was just telling me about how much power I really hold. She was telling me about how ahead I am of everybody else, my age, how I'm secure in myself, how I know myself. And I just remember sitting down there and thinking, like, what is she talking about? What does she see in me? Because I feel like I'm very insecure concerning certain things. I feel like I don't have it all figured out. I feel like, my peers are doing it better than me, or life better than me, whatever. And oftentimes people see things in us before we see it in ourselves. And I think that's the easiest way that we get ensnared. That's the easiest way that we take our power away from ourselves, because a lot of people think that other people can take the power away from them. A lot of people think that other people have the ability to block their blessings, but the only person, and this is what nobody wants you to know. This is what nobody wants you to know. This is what the devil doesn't want you to know. You're the only one that has the power to take away the blessings of your life, your most abundant life, who you are, your character. Like, you're the only one that has the power to change that. The devil doesn't have the power. God has given us free will, so God allows us to choose. Ultimately, his will is done, but he allows us to choose. And so we are the only ones that really are in control of how we react to things. We're the only ones that are in control of how we use our power. And when I say power, a lot of people get egotistical. They start thinking they're better than everybody. They start thinking that they're above people. And that's not what this message is. This message is about character. It's about spirit. It's about strength. It's about resilience. It's about who you are as a person. A lot of people hear the word power and automatically think about chaos and wealth and all of these things. And power, your highest power, really just lies in your credentials, and it lies in your spirit. And this is the spirit that God has given us. And we were all born with such a beautiful spirit, but then we have the ability to block that spirit, to choose to warp that spirit and submit to the things of this world. And so when she was telling me all of these things about myself, I was so shocked to hear that, because I'm like, I know that, like, mentally I'm very far ahead. Like, I think like an adult, even though I'm still a teenager. And so I'm aware that I'm different from, my peers, but like, I almost feel afraid to admit it or to walk in it, because I am very fearful of walking in pride. Pride comes before the fall. Pride is the snake that snuggles away on his belly. Like, that's exactly what pride is. Pride is a subtle whisper, and pride is something that will get you when you least expect it. And so I try my best to walk in humility and not pride, because it's very easy to get ensnared by pride. But loving yourself and realizing your power and realizing the energy that you bring in every room that you step into is not being prideful. It is loving who you are, and it's fully stepping into the person that God has created you to be. And we do ourselves a disservice when we show up as somebody else. We do ourselves a disservice when we show up with a mask, or when we hide parts of ourselves. Now, I understand like revealing certain things at certain times, because I do that. I don't show people all of me right away. I let them chip out, like I let myself chip away at myself and slowly show them parts of me, because I don't give people access to, the whole of me. But I think it's really, really, really important to remember that you only live one life, and you're only going to be yourself for this one life. And I know that's so cliche, but like when you really put that into introspect, like it is, when you really look within, you're the only one that you have. And for as long as you're living on this very temporary earth, you're only going to be living your experience and nobody else's. So why not just walk in that? And I know that, especially being a younger person, we have every reason to hide ourselves. We have every reason to pretend to be somebody we're not. We have every reason to move in a way that attracts our peers but denies our inner self. But I'm telling you, like, at the end, none of it is worth it. You have 40-year-old women, still trying to have that swag or have that walk or be like 20-year-old women. You have women in their 40s. And I'm just using this as an example because I see it all the time in social media and celebrities, like women in their 40s still injecting themselves, still trying to hang around basketball players, still trying to be on reality TV shows. Like, you have grown people still acting like young people, still acting like children, because it's a mask and you have to wear it for the rest of your life. And so instead of loving their growth, instead of loving getting older, instead of walking in the slowness of life, they're still trying to keep up with trends. 40-year-old women. And then you have 40-year-old men who are still trying to be the OGs of gangs, still trying to be pimps, still trying to have motion. And it's like, you're 40, live your life, go on a golf course, go fishing. Like, there's so many beautiful things that we can do, but we're all trying to walk and run at the flow of this earth, and it's killing all of us. We're not being ourselves. And so when she said that to me, what she was really saying was, I don't realize the amount of power that I hold, and I don't realize the amount of strength that I have in just being myself, in just walking in who I am. And a lot of the times I'm like, oh, well, I could be myself much better, or I should have shown myself in this way, or I shouldn't have shown myself in that way. But what she was really telling me was, you show yourself and you are yourself way more than you think. And in this generation and in earth, it's really hard to fully show up as yourself. It's really hard to be yourself. But if there's one thing that I could do today, is I encourage you to not be like those 40-year-old women who are still injecting themselves, who are still getting plastic surgery, who are still trying to mask insecurities, to not be like those 40-year-old men who are still trying to hang out with younger boys, who are still influencing them to do the wrong things, who are still chasing after women. Be yourself. Be yourself, because if you entangle yourself in this loop, in this cycle, you're never gonna get out of it. You have 60-year-old celebrities still injecting their face. Like, that is literally insane. And I know I'm talking a lot about plastic surgery, but I say that because I think it's the biggest example of how we're not secure in ourselves. Like, we've constantly feel the need to change something about ourselves because we don't feel accepted. But acceptance starts from within. Accepting yourself first is how you can get those who need to come near you to come closer, and those who need to step away from you to move back. But when you're trying to have the whole world on your side, you will lose yourself.